In this video, we are going to learn what is Vlookup function and how to use it in an Excel. If you want to see some value in a table that is organized in a vertical way, we use a Vlookup function. There are 5 steps to use the Vlookup function. The step 1 is to organize the data. This step is using the Vlookup function. The first is to show that your data is well organized and suitable for using the function. Vlookup works in left to right order, so you need to ensure that the information you want to look up is to the left of corresponding data you want to extract. And step number 2 is to tell the function where to look up. In this step, we tell Excel where to look for. We start by typing the formula Vlookup and then select the cell that contains the information we want to look up. The step 3 is to tell the function where to look. In this step, we select the table where the data is located and tell Excel to search in the leftmost column for the information we selected in the previous step. The step 4 is to tell the Excel what column to output the data from. In this step, we need to tell Excel which column contains the data that we want to have as an output from the VLOOKUP. To do this, Excel needs a number that corresponds to the column number in the table. Step 5 is that either we want an exact or an approximate match. In our lookup example, we want an exact match. So we type false in the formula. If we instead use true as a parameter, we would get an approximate match. Alternatively, if we don't make any selection, then Excel assumes that true has been entered. An approximate match would be useful when looking up an exact figure that might not be contained in the table. For example, if the number is 2.9585, in this case Excel will look for the number closest to 2.9585 even if that specific number is not contained in the dataset. This will help prevent error in the VLOOKUP formula. Now we will do a small example that will make you more clear about how to use the VLOOKUP function. You can see that I have entered a volume percentage and temperature readings in the table. The volume is varying between 0 to 100% and the temperature is changing between 100 to 300 degrees Celsius. Now what is required that at 45% of the volume what is the temperature and at 80% of the volume what is the temperature. I have highlighted these two values in the table so that you can see that how accurately VLOOKUP function can find out the values in the table. Now I have already applied the formula in the table. I will delete it for your simplicity or for your understanding. Now I am applying the VLOOKUP function in front of you guys so that you can see that how we can use this function in finding out the values from a large data. I have selected the range and before that I will select the value that I want to look into the table. That is 45%. At 45% of the volume you have to find out the value from the table. This is the range of the table and then my value is in the column number 2. This is column 1, this is column 2 and then I want an exact match, therefore I will enter the false. Okay, false. This is false and then I will put a bracket and then I will enter. So the value is 220 degrees Celsius. Now we will do one more time so that this will become clear to you. We look up, find out the value against 80% from the table. That range is highlighted and then my value is in the column number 2 and I want an exact match, therefore I have entered false. Bracket close and then enter. So the value is 250 degrees Celsius. You can see that at 45 the value in the table is 220 and at 80 the value is 250. So this is how we can use a VLOOKUP function in an Excel. This is a small example and it will make your concepts clear about how to use the VLOOKUP function. Till my next video, goodbye, Allah Hafiz.